Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our first edition of the Mental Health Check with Travis and Kimberly. This is my friend Kimberly Smith, and she is an anxiety and life transition coach. So, Kimberly, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure, Travis. Yeah, thanks. So I am a anxiety and life transition coach. Previously, I spent 10 years in recruiting and staffing, and so that just naturally evolved into career coaching, and then I took it a step further and added life coaching. And I really chose anxiety and life transitions because that has been a huge part of my own life. And I've
Okay.
had a lot of transitions that triggered
Mhm.
my own anxiety. And I wanted to, give back and be a resource for people who are experiencing the same thing.
All right, very good, very good. So, everybody who follows me, you guys know that I'm kind of in that same space. I've had a lot of transitions. I've had a lot of uh, anxious moments, I guess you could say. And in this current year, 2020, yes, we can't return it. I'd love to get a refund, but it's there. So, just as part of the health insurance side of me, I want to practice a little bit more holistic health, mind, body, and spirit. So, Kimberly's coming on here, and we're going to do this new weekly segment to try to get everybody a little bit of a mental health check, just to kind of stop, refocus, see, just to make sure we're all on the same page about what mental health really is, and also how to move forward with it positively and effectively. So, Kimberly, can you tell us a little bit more about the difference between mental health and behavioral health?
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'll start with behavioral health
Okay.
because behavioral health is really the things that we do, right? It's the way that we eat, it's how we treat our body, it's the activities that we engage in, it's how we are active in our social life or choose to show up at work and in our relationships. So that's behavioral health.
Okay.
And
So,
mental health is how we feel about it, right? And
oh,
behavioral health is really a reflection of our mental health and the
oh,
current
nice.
state of our mind.
Okay. So the behavioral health is back basically the activities, and the mental health is basically the emotions or the heart behind it.
Correct.
Very easy way to. You have to simplify things for me because sometimes I have a very simple mind, and that really works for me. So thank you for that. One thing that
Sure.
I would like to do is kind of dispel this image of mental health being such a negative thing, right? So there's still such a stigma around the whole term mental health. Oh, there must be something wrong with this person. If they need some help, they must be. Uh, but what most people don't understand is they deal with the same type of challenges. They just respond in different ways. Can you explain a little bit about that as well?
Sure.
Uh-huh.
Sure. Yeah. So, mental health, I think, like you said, people are
Hmm.
really hesitant to really say it out loud or own it if they're struggling mentally because people associate mental health or, having those struggles with being crazy, being unstable. And then they also make the connection between owning that and not being able to achieve what they want in life, not being
Mm,
able to have the success or have the successful relationship or really just have a happy life, right? They
hmm.
think that it's somehow marks them. And the fact is that at some point in time almost everybody is going to struggle with their mental health, be it
Right.
anxiety or depression. I mean, the numbers are pretty staggering. I mean,
Mm.
every year in the United States 40 million people actually get diagnosed with an anxiety disorder.
40
So,
million people. That just so happens to coincide with the amount of people that applied for unemployment health insurance this
yeah,
particular calendar year. So,
absolutely.
out of everybody, just so think about that for a second, people. Everybody that you know, I'm sure every single one of us has been touched with unemployment somewhere in our lives, either our friends or family, something like that, or ourselves. That means that same ratio of people are diagnosed per year with some sort of anxiety disorder. Now, does that mean that there's that many people who are just totally screwed up? Or does that mean it's actually okay to ask for help?
It means that it's normal, right? It
Yeah.
means that, all of these transitions that we go through, be it a layoff or a career change or, marriage, graduating college, getting a new job, getting a divorce, right? I mean, they are uncertain times, right? So
Mm,
we have a lot of feelings, a lot of thoughts around them. And, our mind likes to play tricks on us. We love to, write our own doomsday script and catastrophize things that have not happened yet, right? And that creates more emotions and more
right.
anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're not supposed to have it all figured out. I think, people have that notion as well that be it that we're adults, you should be able to handle all of this on your own. And,
Mm,
that's just not true. We all
mm,
need each other. We all need to support each other. We're built for human connection. So, you know, use our resources and,
absolutely.
use your tool to feel better.
Mm, good advice. So, if you had to give us one tip today, just to kind of breathe easier, just kind of relinquish a little bit of that anxiety that we tend to hold on to, what would be that one tip for us to part with today?
Sure. Building in quiet time. We are in this world of overstimulus, so much stimuli out there, right? Be it like the news or social media or just everything, right? The
Mm,
television, there's so many choices, there's always something that we're doing.
mm,
And how often do we really embrace stillness,
mm,
right? And be alone with our thoughts and ask ourselves some of these important questions. That's what makes coaching such a transformational and impactful experience is that my clients still get, or they first, for the first time in a long time, or maybe ever, get to really think about some of these hard questions and
mm.
reflect. And they take that time to themselves while we're doing that work. So, if you can build in just even 5 or 10 minutes of quiet time in the morning,
Mm.
quiet time, around noon, quiet time, before you get your evening routine started, right? And even just showing that to your children, your spouse, being an example, right? Like we all need that. We all need to kind of protect our energy, calm our mind and reset.
Okay. Thank you very much for that tip. And thank you very much for joining us today, Kimberly. And we look
My
forward
pleasure.
to continuing this journey. We're going to try to do this every week. And so
Yeah,
we can just be reminded to just take a step back, take a little mental health check, and also see what we can do to apply something that's going to get us to that next level and get us to feel better. All right. So thank you for your time,
absolutely.
and we'll see you next week on the Mental Health Check.